Freight rail yards at night are massive, heavy, and inherently dangerous. When machinery this big moves in the dark, safety is a strict requirement to stay alive. But what happens when management ignores a known hazard, forcing an employee to blow the whistle to federal regulators, and then suspends that worker in retaliation? I'm here to show you exactly how corporations attempt to punish safety-conscious workers, and the specific federal laws designed to stop those illegal tactics cold. To see how this plays out in real time, we need to look at an August 2024 incident at the Canadian Pacific Kansas City, or CPKC, knockyard. Speaking up about a workplace hazard should never cost you your livelihood. Let's dig into how federal regulators make sure it doesn't. On August 11, 2024, a minor train collision occurred at the yard. Management knew about it through internal radio traffic, but took no action. 2 days later, a worker learned about the crash and officially reported it to the Federal Railroad Administration. Notifying the government about a hazard is protected by the Federal Rail Safety Act. Interestingly, the worker wasn't even present. The protection triggers the moment an employee engages in surfacing a safety concern. Once that official notification happens, a legal shield locks into place over the worker, and any disciplinary action the company takes next will face intense scrutiny. A month later, that same employee was acting as a union chairman, representing coworkers at a disciplinary hearing for the collision. During the hearing, the employee openly admitted to filing the safety report. CPKC management immediately launched an investigation, charging the worker with a policy violation for failing to notify the company about a crash they didn't witness. Based on this pretext, the railroad handed down a severe 20-day unpaid suspension. This illustrates contributing factor causation. The worker's protected activity only needs to be a fraction of the reason they were punished, neutralizing management's tactic of finding minor faults. If the safety report influenced the discipline, the punishment is illegal. Companies cannot legally weaponize their rulebooks to exact revenge on employees who report hazards. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration stepped in and completely invalidated the railroad's disciplinary ruling. OSHA ordered CPKC to immediately rescind the 20-day suspension, pay out full back wages with interest, and entirely expunge the action from the worker's personnel record. The agency also hit the company with compensatory and punitive damages, which under the Federal Rail Safety Act can climb as high as $250,000. These financial penalties serve a specific purpose: restoring the employee's lost wages while making retaliation vastly more expensive than basic safety compliance. This grid shows that these protections stretch far beyond the switchyard. OSHA's Whistleblower Protection Program enforces identical anti-retaliation rules across 25 different federal statutes, covering aviation, commercial trucking, nuclear power, and food safety. If you face a hazard on the job, always report it immediately and keep a clear written paper trail of your communication. And stay vigilant. If you experience sudden, intense performance monitoring or off-the-record counseling sessions right after filing a report, you might be the target of illegal retaliation. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to the channel for more straight-talk training on OSHA regulations and your workplace rights. Federal law guarantees that you never have to choose between keeping your physical safety intact and keeping your paycheck.